You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey there, Days of Our Lives fans. This is SoapDirt.com, and we have got your latest weekly spoilers edition. This is for Monday, April 10th through Friday, April 14th. There's a lot going on, and we're going to dig into it right now. The very first thing we are going to see as the week begins is Stephanie Johnson going to see Marlena Evans. She now knows, of course, that her mom is somewhere in Greece, and she knows her mother is alive because she already got that word, but now they've got these clues, and so they can get started on that, and Stephanie wants Marlena to help her. Plus, Hope and Harris are at the tavern in Greece, and they run into some trouble. It should be this week, the week of April 3rd through 7th, that the two of them kiss as part of their undercover thing, but they are obviously still together going into next week. Plus, Steve Johnson is on the search for Kayla, but he doesn't find her at first. Instead, he runs face to face into Bo Brady. And remember, the list of people who know that Bo's alive is very thin, and now Patch is part of that group, and he'll be stunned, but he might not be too happy to find out that Bo was trying to force Kayla to be his own pet mad scientist. Also, Tripp Johnson has big plans with Wendy Shin, but then a family emergency comes up, and he has to cancel on her. And it's my guess that Chad DiMera is probably going to try and take advantage of that, right? Then on Tuesday, April 11th, 2023, we are going to see Brady Black upset when he finds Chloe with Xander. Now, this week, there's all this tension because Rachel Black is basically channeling her wicked mother, Kristen DiMera, and has got Rachel all worked up against Chloe. And then Chloe snapped this week and said she hated her. And then Chloe went and poured her sorrows out to Xander again. And so when Brady finds them together, he is going to be very upset. Also, Kayla Brady is happily back in Steve Johnson's arms on Tuesday. So at first he runs into Bo, and then he finds Kayla. So even though Kayla told Bo that she wasn't going to help him, it sounds like she's still sticking around her brother. Also, Victor Kiriakis is shocked when he also learns that Kayla is alive. So there's a lot more word spreading about the resurrections. Of course, at this point in the week, people still don't know whether Kate is alive or dead. Also on Tuesday, Stephanie and Chad are grilling Maggie about properties owned by Victor Kiriakis. They are continuing to have Victor off screen because, of course, actor John Aniston has been dead for a while now, but they are keeping his character alive for now, and he's still very much part of the conversation about what is happening at Titan Industries. Then it's midweek on Days of Our Lives, Wednesday, April 12th, 2023, and we are going to see Chanel and Sloan Peterson having a physical catfight. Things have been building up against them because Sloan, of course, thinks that Chanel seduced her dad. Meanwhile, Chanel's hot take on it, which is probably more accurate, is that her dad was abusing his position of authority as her professor and was basically sexually harassing her by sleeping with her. But Chanel is certain that Sloan left that note at her mom Paulina's office, and she gave the note this week to Lady Whistleblower, and so there's little doubt that Leo is going to make a splash about that. And then we've got these two getting into a catfight, and that is not going to help Sloan's case with Eric Brady at all, and he's considering dumping her. Also midweek, we're going to see Xander planting a kiss on Chloe while Gwen can see it to make her jealous. And this is a big shift. This is very interesting. Xander and Chloe have never been close, but it's kind of fun to see her at odds with Brady, and now to see Xander in the mix. Brady despises him. So this is all lots of fun. Also on Wednesday, Rafe and Jada Hunter finally talk about their feelings for each other. This has been simmering all the way back since like New Year's, when she had split with Eric Brady and she and Rafe kind of had an evening out, but then they've been too busy, but there's still this festering chemistry, and her sister is encouraging her to pursue it, and it sounds like they finally are going to do that. Also on Wednesday, Eric is continually plagued with doubts about whether Sloan Peterson is the one targeting Paulina, whether she's the one who messed up her office and left the note because he saw magazines and scissors. But come on, all ladies have magazines and scissors, right? But still, he is really thinking, maybe this is not the woman for me. Then Thursday, April 13th on Days of Our Lives has Chanel falling prey to something. Somebody has messed with a new item at Sweet Bits Bakery. It looks like she is starting to make biscuits, and there is something in them, and some of the customers are suffering effects. They could be getting sick or getting stoned. It just depends on whoever it is and what they were intending and what exactly they slipped into that biscuit dough. And will she assume that it is Sloan messing with them? It sure seems like there is somebody else doing this, and Sloan is just a convenient fall guy. Also, we're going to see EJ DiMera telling Stefan that he has been caught. So EJ has been trying to nail Stefan because he wants to ruin Gabby's marriage to Lee Shin so that Gabby doesn't get Lee's shares and then doesn't unite with Stefan to throw EJ out on his ear. So EJ has been desperate to get the goods, and it looks like he finally gets them and tells Stefan, haha, I've got you. We'll see how Stefan reacts next week. Also, Wendy is really surprised because she finds Johnny in what looks like the midst of a marriage proposal. So that's pretty strange. Unless he is proposing to someone on behalf of someone else as a proxy, who in the heck could he be wooing, because he's head over heels with Wendy Shin? So that should be pretty interesting next week. Plus, Eric and Sloan are going to have a fight because he does not like her obsession with revenge. He wants her to just be at peace and let this go, but she is getting angrier by the day. And if the accusations against her are false, can you really blame her? I mean, who wouldn't be mad? Then it's Friday, April 14th in Salem on Days of Our Lives, and we find out that the biscuits were drugged, and Nicole and Eric got some of the tainted biscuits, and they cross lines and they do something naughty. And you can bet that EJ and Sloan are neither one going to like that, and saying, oh, I ate a drugged pastry isn't going to be a great excuse. Rafe also had one of the biscuits, and he's got some adverse reactions. So we'll have to see if he's off trying to make out with people. Maybe he'll give Jada a kiss. We'll see. It should be interesting. Plus, Wendy confronts Johnny and Chanel. So it sounds like Johnny was proposing to Chanel and she walked in on it. And that sounds about right. But, you know, it's not clear on why he's doing this. They were dating, but maybe when she kisses Tripp this week, the whole deal is off and he's just run back to Chanel. It's also messy. So it's not really a love triangle. It's a love rectangle. It's a love square. So we'll see how that play out with Johnny, Wendy, Chanel, and Tripp next week. Plus, Stefan wants to get busy with Melinda Trask, but that's only because he thinks she's Gabby. And so we have to wonder, was he at the Sweet Biscuits Bakery and also got some of these drugged up biscuits? Because Trask had told him when she did him the favor of climbing in bed to fool Lee Shin that she would happily be in his bed for real and that she's been keeping her eye on him. So this little drug thing is very interesting and a whole lot of fun. And we're going to see who winds up in trouble because these Sweet Bits biscuits have been tampered with. Do not miss a moment of Days of Our Lives, the week of April 10th through 14th, to see all this go down.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.